Hey guys, EQ here, coming at you this time with the first installation of the vlog that I'm trying to do or I'm attempting to do for Fanfest 2022. I am a little bit late compared to other people. I will not be arriving there on the 4th. I will be arriving on the 5th, which is tomorrow. But I kind of wanted to do a bit of a preamble, a bit of a I don't know, talk a bit about FanFest in general and what I expect from it here and now before I leave home. I am going to have a fairly interesting travel arrangement compared to some of the other people who have it probably a lot easier. Just probably one plane and one airport and they're good to go. In my case, things are going to be a little bit more complicated. But yeah, I plan on using, or I want to add a little bit of a disclaimer here. I plan on using some copyright music for the background in these videos because there's a lot of music that I already know right now in my head that I really want to use to just get the right emotion and the right vibe, of all of these videos. So please. As per usual, drop a like on this video if you like it to, support what I do here and now. And if you're interested in more stuff in the future, you hit that subscribe button, as you all know. So, first things first, travel-wise, I live in a small remote country of Slovenia. We're very tiny and our airport is not doing very well for a while now. So the before the pandemic it was still somewhat usable. After it, honestly, not a whole lot of connections, unfortunately. So even during the world tour in 2019 we sort of had to rely on the airport next door, or in the next door country, if you will, in Croatia. So I have to leave my apartment at around 2 a.m. on the 5th and go to our main train bus station, take a ride, like an hour and a half drive at worst, to the airport in Zagreb. And then I fly for about 2 hours or so from Zagreb to Amsterdam, and then I have a 5-hour layover in Amsterdam, and then I take the second flight from Amsterdam to Reykjavik. So it's going to be a long one for myself. For you watching the vlog, obviously this is just going to be probably a short montage. So yeah, I still, generally I enjoy traveling. The whole of 2019 I was traveling a bunch. And honestly, since all of those travels, every single flight that is shorter than 6 or 7 hours feels really short to me. So I'm sure I'm not going to be too tired or fatigued or anything like that. I'm pretty used to it. So yeah, looking forward to just getting on the road and getting there as soon as possible to start meeting up with Eve Nerds and have fun. Yeah, speaking of Eve Nerds, for those of you who don't know, FanFest is an annual, official or only official annual player gathering for EVE Online, organized by CCP, the very company that develops EVE Online. And the idea is to just get players from all around the world to come around to basically party with other EVE nerds. And they also obviously do, this time a 2-day long event. Usually it was 3 days long. In this case, it's going to be 2 days of presentations where they sort of lay out what the plan is for the upcoming year, or what their vision is with the game for the coming days. And they also host roundtables the next day, so that people can sort of come in there and voice their concerns or opinions or comments or whatever it may be with the developers directly, so they can sort of, I guess, gauge the feeling of the community before continuing from that point onward. And that's that's what FanFest is, in the objective way, if you will. For me, FanFest is important mainly because I get to see all of these space friends that I've sort of made in the past like 6-7 years. And we haven't seen each other obviously for 4 years now, since so 2019 there was no FanFest. They did the Invasion World Tour instead, and then we had the whole Rona situation for the 2 years to follow. So like 3 or 4 years there was no FanFest, and this is sort of its return to form, if you will. It's a bit smaller than usual. It's in a smaller location. I think this location is where FanFest originally was in 2009, or was it 2010, something like that. And then after that, they moved to Harpa for like a bigger venue. And yeah, to me, it's super important because it's a special sort of weird, different world for, I guess, us EVE Online players. And for that like week or so, the entirety of Reykjavik in general just turns into a city of EVE Online nerds. Like everywhere you're gonna go for lunch into a restaurant, you're probably gonna sit next to some EVE Online players discussing their things. I don't know, you're gonna go out into the you're gonna go out into to the pub in the evening. Again, you're probably gonna find some EVE nerds. And in my case, after the world tour and being at FanFest before that and working on a lot of different community projects and such, obviously I made a lot of friends within like CCP developers as well as other organizations. So we've probably worked together or collaborated in some capacity. Yeah, that's what it's about for me. Today when I was watching the Corvus' stream, I sort of said there that for me FanFest is like 90% of it is just to meet up with these people I haven't seen in a while and hanging out with them, getting drunk together or whatever it is, to just have some fun hanging out in person. About 9% of the event itself is what CCP actually announces and the stuff that they plan on doing. In the past, CCP had a tendency to show features that they plan on doing that never get implemented or don't get fully implemented or whatever. So I've learned to somewhat, hold my hopes and optimism back. But at the end of the day, I still log in and play the game, even if I'm complaining about it. So, who's really winning here? I don't know. Who really cares, right? So, FanFest has a lot of different presentations, roundtables, and tournament stuff as well, competitive stuff. I don't know 100% yet what exactly I intend to take part in. There's a couple ones that I know for sure I'm going to attend. Obviously, the keynote that is like the most important one. That's something everyone's going to attend. CCP Games is also an interesting one. It's like a variety show sort of thing. They have like challenges. They put teams of developers and players together, and it's meant more as a comedic relief than anything else. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, on the next day, on Saturday, obviously Faction Warfare Roundtable is going to be a must for us Faction Warfare boys. We want to see what CCP has planned for the future and potentially voice some concerns and put forward some suggestions maybe. We'll see about that. And finally, also streaming EVE Online, which is going to be happening in Singularity on Saturday for local. That one to me is also important. I love streaming. I love the streamers of EVE Online. And I love Torvald, so kind of want to show him the support, go in there and then see what he's got to say. So that's one I'm definitely going to attend, and that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to try and do vlogging. In the past, like during the world tour, I wanted to do some vlogging already, but it just didn't work out because I was either too busy, too tired. or just couldn't be bothered, I guess, because tired. So I kind of didn't manage to really do anything proper with it. This time I'm determined to vlog and do it proper, do some nice editing, get some nice b-rolls and stuff like that. To try and bring a piece of Fanfest to people who had never seen it or didn't get to attend it this time. So I really hope that I deliver something like this, and I really hope that you also find something enjoyable, interesting, and I guess informative out of all of this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I had to say. I still have a long time before I have to leave the apartment and stuff. You can see I have a bit of a mess behind me already from packing and stuff. But yes, I am super hyped. Really, really, really can't wait to get on the road and start moving towards Reykjavik and meet all of my space friends that I miss so dearly. So yeah, thank you very much for your attention. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you very soon. 07.